Growth requires change. And often, especially in your business as a CEO, growth can be super uncomfortable. So let me give you a few scenarios and tell me if you recognize yourself in this. So one of the necessary changes, I work with a lot of CEOs trying to get their business to the point where income feels stable, where they feel like on top of their money situation and in control of their sales and their leads and their marketing, is being able to stick with something long enough to give it a chance to work. I think a lot of people really struggle with this because a normal marketing cycle is there's often this period of growth where you don't see the results yet, where you're marketing, you're networking, you're putting a lot of effort out. You might get a little spike of excitement at the beginning, and then there's kind of a dip as you're building up the recognition and trust and excitement for your offer, and then it picks back up again before cart closes. So marketing is a long game. It is usually not an instant gratification sort of deal, especially if you are offering higher ticket services, one-on-one services where people are really investing not only money but time and trust in your mentorship, your guidance, your movement, your efforts. And it is emotionally a struggle for when you hit that dip after the initial enthusiasm, and then there's kind of a dip in your results while you have to keep marketing and showing up. It's really hard emotionally to maintain confidence, maintain belief, maintain positivity. And when I say confidence and belief, yes, I mean in yourself as an entrepreneur, as a service provider, as a leader, and the value of your work, but also your confidence, trust, and belief in your people, in that A, they exist, they're out there, they would be so helped by your work, they would, upon encountering and being given the opportunity to be warmed up and nurtured, they'd be so thrilled and excited to give whatever monetary exchange is necessary to access your brilliant and beautiful work. And trust that it's going to work out. Like, trust that you are doing what you meant to do by following your soul calling with your business. Trust that if this launch doesn't work out, you can handle the disappointment. You can take the lessons, the valuable lessons that come from things that don't pan out, or failures, which I don't even like to use that word, and keep showing up and keep going until you figure out how to make it work, so that the stakes are so high on every single thing you do in your business, because you trust yourself to have the emotional capacity to be challenged, to be disappointed, to learn lessons, and to keep showing up with belief, confidence, trust, and enthusiasm. And also because it takes a while. It takes several hits usually, especially for our high ticket services, or asking people to invest in us personally as a mentor, as a guide, as a consultant, as a service provider. It often takes a while to build up the level of trust for people to feel safe investing it with us, and not because you are particularly untrustworthy or etc., but because what we know about buying behavior is that people need to encounter marketing messages several times before they have enough familiarity, they've built up enough familiarity with your brand, with your offer, to feel safe taking the risk we're asking them to take in investing with us, because every investment is a risk. They've got to trust that they can get the results we are saying are possible for them. And so, like, marrying somebody is a risk, or moving in with someone is a risk. It typically doesn't happen after the first date. Like, there's usually a period of dating and getting to know each other and getting used to that person. So nothing's gone wrong when it takes a while, when you have to be marketing for a while before your high ticket or one-on-one sales to really pick up. Another change, and so where people run into trouble is that they will forget that or get really anxious, and they will try to blow it up and offer something else, start over, lower the price, just blow it up before it has had a chance to cook. And so becoming the CEO that doesn't get so rattled, thrown off by setbacks or challenges, and instead sees them as launch pads for their creativity requires the really uncomfortable change of being able to stick with something long enough to be able to assess whether it had a chance to work or not. And so I think it's kind of like a secret, sneaky, self-protective mechanism when you're not getting the results fast enough or when you want them, to like blow it up and start over, because your brain can tell you this story. Well, I didn't fail because I didn't like give people a chance to reject me. You can't fire me, I quit. Or it's kind of that thing, like you break up with someone because you think they're going to break up with you. Like you're doing that for your customers and your launches, and so you're never giving it an opportunity to work out. So to be the kind of CEO you want to grow into, to have the kind of business you want to grow into, we have to build the emotional resilience to stick with something long enough for it to have a chance to work. Another change that I see over and over again being really uncomfortable for folks, especially when in that growth stage, they were a really small team or they were a solopreneur and now they're adding people to their team, they're up-leveling their business, they're hitting bigger goals, is that the way that they have always done things that's worked well to get them to a certain level, that dynamic no longer works once we have brought on other people, once we've thrown other people into the mix of the team. So delegating has to happen. Documenting has to happen. Clear policies have to happen. You have to find out a way for you not to be the bottleneck for your whole team, which means you're going to have to trust other people to handle stuff, which means you're going to have to trust the expertise of the people you bring on to hire, which means that you have to allow the grace for these people to mess up, for things not to work, and for you not to freak out and snatch it all back and try to handle it all again, because that's not how you're going to sustainably grow, and that's how you're going to get people to quit and leave, is if you don't trust people and give them the room to allow for mistakes, allow for growing pains and growth edges, and for them to figure it out themselves, because that is a necessary part of learning. It is an inevitable part of growing the business. And if no one on your team can make a mistake or try something that doesn't quite work out or that needs adjustments, if you can't allow for that for anyone that's helping you, then you are going to burn out, because you are never going to let your team support your growth, and you're always going to be going backwards to try to take care of everything yourself, significantly limiting or eliminating your capacity to keep your eyes ahead on the next big goal, on the next thing you want to accomplish. And then your team doesn't get to grow their capacity and their ability to handle things for you and take things off your plate, or find avenues of growth that you don't even have to have your hands on at all, that they can you can literally profit from. None of that gets the opportunity to happen. But I understand it's really uncomfortable, especially if all your hard work and labor and vision got you to this place, and now you are even in the position to have a team, the position to grow, the position to get bigger, to then step away and trust it to someone else, to watch them make mistakes that maybe you wouldn't have made, and give them the grace to self-correct, to up-level on their own. That is so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable, but such a necessary part of getting to that next level, of getting those big step up, several step ups up, whole staircase up goals. Is we have to grow in the way we want to grow as business owners, as CEOs. We have to allow for change that feels uncomfortable because it's unfamiliar, because we've never done it before, because we have to trust other people, because we have to make room for new stuff instead of managing our anxiety by constant busyness, constant efforts to control the uncontrollable. It's uncomfortable, and you need support with it, because it's an unusual situation you're putting yourself. It's an unusual leap of courage to be an entrepreneur at all. It's an unusual leap of courage to stick with it through these really uncomfortable changes that are required for the growth to hit the goals you want to hit. And there's not a lot of mainstream places for support in this endeavors. Like, you need a community, you need guides, you need coaches, you need mentors, you need people that are going to encourage your growth, your uncomfortable change, because you know, and we know, your vision is worth it. Your vision for your work for the world is worth the discomfort for you to grow into the leader you're supposed to be. And you need support that makes room for the emotions that come from doing something really courageous, for doing something really uncomfortable, for allowing changes like this to occur. You might experience anxiety, you might experience grief, you might experience frustration, you might have old rejection or abandonment or betrayal wounds surface. You actually probably will, because it's normal. It's normal when you are doing these deeply personal identity updates, these deeply personal changes, to be this visionary leader that you got in it, that you took the courageous risk to open your own business to do anyway. And it's so much harder when you try to handle it on your own. It's so much harder when you don't acknowledge the emotional toll these growing pains are taking on you. So please get support. I'm just one of the options out there, but I would love to be your personal marketing director / marketing confidence cheerleader. I have a few one-on-one spots left open for the last time in 2024. Check out my season of support package. It's the one-on-one link in my bio. You and I get to work intensively together. This is my highest touch offer. One-on-one, 12 sessions. In between the sessions, you have access to the squad, which is my awesome community of excellently eccentric entrepreneurs doing the impossible in real time. So not only do you get 12 one-on-one sessions with me, you also get access to our marketing masterclasses voted on by the group. So we're always focused on what's most present in your business. You get access to our business labs, where you get my actual eyes on your marketing assets and strategy and tactics. You get group cheerleading sessions, a whole community that will become your new business besties, and our private Facebook group where you can ask me any questions or for support in between our sessions. You get access to my entire archive of masterclasses, guided meditations, and other fun stuff. You get my fabulous marketing confidence cheerleading workbooks to help you get your messaging on point and your emotional capacity to expand and support the growth you are making as a leader. And you get 3 branded in your brand presents designed by myself to support and encourage you and hype you up in your growth as a leader, as a visionary CEO. DM me if you have any questions. Let's chat about it. Otherwise, you can find the link where links go and any information you want. And if this struck a nerve, if you're recognizing, oh, that's why I'm so uncomfortable, it's because I'm making a really big personal growth moment. I'm at a huge personal growth moment and professional growth moment in my business. And so these are normal growing pains for when we have like a growth spurt like that. And so it's not that I'm not good enough or something's gone wrong. This is just a normal thing that occurs when you're up leveling. Please get support. Please get support, and so that you continue to move forward towards your big vision, your dreams, instead of reverting backwards because the change and the growth feels too painful to handle on your own. Okay, love you, bye.